Okay, so this is the second part of the video, and we're going to be doing some screen printing. When I first decided that I wanted to make my own shirts, I started looking into what you could purchase, and if you compare printing your own shirts to buying a service online, whether it's direct to transfer or shirts from a professional company, there's a big price difference. Me being a frugal type of person and wanting to, need as little bit of support from others as possible in terms of monetary so that I can really focus on doing the run, and I don't want to take more people's money, just maybe some of their time and energy to get involved with this campaign. So decided to go the screen printing route. I bought this Speedball, which I believe is all their stuff is made in the United States. They have a video out there. It's a really cool company. I bought their intermediate kit, which comes with the ability to draw using like a freehand sort of die and then doing it that way, or the regular photo emulsion, burning an image to a screen, which is what I needed. So I bought this kit, and what we're going to be doing now is putting the emulsion on the screen, a blank screen, and letting it dry. Now I have a lot of experience with that because I've already made one screen, and you might say, oh well, maybe you made a bunch of screens. No, just one. I did the emulsion like 3 or 4 times. Every time that I went to wash my picture out of the emulsion so that I could start printing, the whole screen, went with it. So they say that's normally due to underexposure. Me maybe not having the right lighting was part of that, but I eventually just used the good old sun as my final curing for the emulsion, and that helped. But have a bunch of experience just trying to get the emulsion down on the screen because I had to do it plenty of times. So I came up with one screen. Maybe you can see this, the Gump 24. I just felt like running. That's our campaign motto. And then I have a shirt that I was doing some test prints out on that. So they say screen printing, it's all about the pull of the ink across the screen. And if you don't do it well, it comes out something like that, where the ink, this is not enough pressure, of course. But then you just keep on practicing and eventually get to a point where it's starting to look better. So I have the front of the shirt basically done, and I want to try and work on the back of the shirt here. And I'm actually going to do 2 colors on the front, so you have to do some registration, and that makes it a little tough. But here in the kit, just open this up for a second, and this was my screen that I burn into this is my transparency. I printed out my image to burn into the first screen, and then the screen that we're going to be making here, this is something that goes on the back. And then as far as I said, the 2 colors, I'm going to have these lines show up as a different color on the front, so white and red, hopefully, depending on the color of the shirt. But that's what these transparencies are looking like. This is what you actually use to get your image from a piece of paper onto the screen. And you can see in my old screen, that's what basically gets washed out so that the ink can go through. So this is just some of the things that came in the kit. We're going to be focusing on the photo emulsion part of it here, so I'll just set this to the side. This is some ink that came with it. It came with black and red, and then I bought white, and I need blue. And one of the nice parts about this type of emulsion, as opposed to some others, is that you mix it with this sensitizer that they call diazo, and it allows you to work in a light room when you apply it to the screen for the first time. It doesn't become light sensitive until you actually until it dries. So set this to the side here. And we have the screen that came with it. It's a 10 by 14 screen. They say to tape the seams as you're preparing it. That's one of the steps here. In the beginning, I basically went through this process already, but it says just tape the seams where the fabric meets, and that will help avoid ink collecting in the seams, etc., etc. So I taped that. Nothing special other than that. It's just a 10 by 14 screen that we're going to try and burn an image into. So the basic idea is we're going to drag this green photo emulsion across the screen. What you're looking for when you're coating the screen is basically a thin, even layer. A lot of people will do this with a scoop. You can see on videos similar to this. They have a little scoop. They put some on the edge and then scrape it once, and then scoop and scrape it another time, and they're pretty much done. I don't have a scoop. I just have a squeegee that came with the kit, and the other thing that I found out in my many times of trying to apply the emulsion is it's hard to get the even, thin, surface of the emulsion on there, so I end up working it a lot. I probably end up overworking it, but like I said, because this has the sensitizer in, you can work in a regular lighted environment. It's not sensitive until it dries. Once it dries, what we do is we put our transparency image on. We put a high-powered light on here. We expose the emulsion with the image on there, and everywhere that the black image is, it gets burnt into the emulsion. The emulsion cures, and then you wash that area that was your image, and that actually comes out. And that is what allows the ink to go through the screen. So I've already mixed our emulsion with the diazo, and it turns to be this interesting green color. When you're not using it, it says you can put it in the refrigerator and it will last, I think, up to 6 months. But you can see my bottle's there's not a lot in there because I've messed up quite a few times, so I hope to get a few more screens out of it. But I will go grab the squeegee and we will start working on getting a thin layer on there so we can have it dry.